Hey, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Driver Side Chats. My name is Philip, and I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Like always, it's a beautiful sunny day in North Carolina. It's the week of July 4th. It's going to be a busy day, but it's going to be a good one. So I want to talk to you today about an experience that I had last year that could have been a big mistake in our lives. When I say our lives, I'm referring to me and my wife. And it has to do with the idea of buying a car. It's my new car experience. And let me tell you, I am so thankful I chose not to buy a brand new car. So here's kind of the gist of the idea. I'm a car guy. I've always been a car guy, always will be a car guy. I worked at a car dealership, and one Saturday afternoon I was off and decided to stroll into the dealership where my wife saw a car that she loved the look of, had all the nice features, and the price wasn't really that bad. And so upon looking at the price, we looked at some payment options, because of course at that time couldn't write a check for it, still couldn't write a check for it, but it was a nice vehicle and something that we thought we could enjoy together. You know, we had a sizable amount of a down payment to where the payment would be manageable. Insurance was going to be a little high with the driving record, but hey, sometimes when you get in an accident, you can't help it. It was a little high, but it was manageable. We ended up taking the car home over the weekend to test drive, and ultimately decided that it was best that we not purchase the car. It was something we really would have loved to have done, just because, I mean, the car itself was a very nice vehicle. It was a Ford Explorer 2017 model, had the leather, had heated seats, had navigation, blind spot, you know, the whole 9 yards. It was a very nice vehicle. But like I said, I'm really glad we ended up not going that route, and here's why. So even with a little bit of money down, our payment was going to be, it was going to be a little under $500 a month. It was going to be in the 470s, I believe, something like that, which isn't terrible for the car that we were getting, but that's a lot of money when you look at a budget. So I'm not giving away our income here, but let's just say that if the gross income, which means before tax, is $5,000 a month, and you're looking at a $500 payment or close to it, that's 10%. That's before the government has taken out their share. So if we're thinking about this Dave Ramsey like, which I know the whole payment thing is already out of the water, on a $5,000 income, and this is just for math, 25% is going to go to the government, 15% is going to go to retirement, 10% going to your church. All right, that is what our percentage numbers would have looked like on a $5,000 income. Now, that's 50%. But then go ahead and add another 10% to that for the car payment, then the adjusted rate for insurance. I mean, it was probably 16, 17 more percent there. So that would have meant that we literally had a third of our gross income to live off of, which for us, it would have still been manageable. We could have made it work, and it would not have, I say it wouldn't have hurt us financially, because, I mean, we still would have been able to pay the bills, everything would have been fine, but at the point now, it would have locked us into about a $500, really about a $700 or $800 a month payment after insurance and stuff, to go that route. And I'm glad we ended up not doing it, because now we're trying to save up for a house, and you know, we're taking, not all of it, we're taking portions of that money to go towards a house. And if we had locked ourselves into a 72-month loan at nearly $500 a month, that would have greatly impacted how we can save for our house now. And you know, if I had to go buy a car, chances are, with the situation that I'm in now, I'd probably finance it, just because you know, we're doing so much to try to save up for the house. I wouldn't want to break that up. But at the same time, I wouldn't go buy an Explorer that was brand new that had all those features on it either. Because it was a the base model and the one that we were picking out, there was a significant price difference, even on brand new. Going used, you can still get it much cheaper. And of course, if I had to get one right now, I'd get a car. I wouldn't go ahead and get a full-size SUV. I'd probably get like a Honda Civic or something like that, something that's fuel efficient, something that you can get for under $15,000 pretty easy. That way payments stay low and affordability of a car is a lot better. And I've got to say, I'm really sorry about the sun right now. It is so bright. But that's my story on how we almost bought a vehicle and how I'm glad that we didn't, because that really would have hindered us from what we're trying to do now. Which ultimately, right now, if we decided that we didn't want to buy the house and we just wanted to wait, another 10 years, it'd be fine because we wouldn't be out anything. We just wouldn't have a brand new car, and we have that much more money saved up in the bank. And really, when you're looking at it, that's so much more important. But it's really a shorter video today. I just kind of wanted to share my experience with you. The other night, my parents and I were talking with my wife and I. We went out to eat together and stuff, just having some family time. And I asked a question in regards to another individual and their finances, and maybe the question was, how do they do it and still manage to live on a day-to-day basis? And so I sat down with my dad and we kind of discussed it, and as a family we kind of worked it out. And it wasn't unnecessarily like this is their income, they spend this much money doing this, dot, dot, dot. That wasn't the whole conversation. It was more the idea of patience. And it really kind of went like that. They're very financially aware of what they're doing, how much money they have. They are very strict to their budget. And when they go buy things, they'll go maybe buy things on sale in bulk so that when they're ready for the next time, it's not going to be as huge of a price, and over the long haul, it saves money. For example, certain meat that they like, when it goes on like a super sale, they'll buy a lot of it and freeze it up because they love the meat and it's super cheap. So even though they might spend more money buying it now, it'll save them money in the long haul instead of spending more money for it later. That's a smart thing to do. Everything is meticulously calculated. Well, not necessarily meticulously, but it's planned out. For example, if I wanted to go buy, say, an expensive watch, say a $3,000 watch, and even though I might have the cash to buy it right now, it's the sense of just wait, make payments to yourself, not to the bank, not to the people who would finance it, but make the payments to yourself and say in a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, go pay cash for the watch and don't just blow it because it's an emotional expense. Go save up, and when you're ready to buy it, that gives you time to decide if you want it. And then of course, if you've saved up for that long and you still really want the watch, go buy the watch. It's not going to hurt you. You saved up for it, and that's the reason that money is there. So that's the idea of waiting. And I think there's a little bit more gratification in that, knowing that you waited and saved for it, as opposed to just blowing the money that you already had in the bank. Because it gives you a little bit more sense of pride. It gives you that assurance that you know that it's worth it to you to spend that much money on something. In my case, the car. I'm willing to wait right now because in 10 years, 20 years, hopefully I'll be able to buy any car I want and not have any trouble paying for it whatsoever. Of course, you can't ever predict the future. Some things could happen that I'm unaware of, but just throwing that as an example. So that's really all I want to share with you. I guess it ended up being a normal size video, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Like always, please do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.